6 News Weekend Edition, the Killeen community rallies around a single mother who lost her house in a fire. We take a look at the help she's received over the past 24 hours. Plus, a local gym finds a creative way to honor Waco native World War II veteran Doris Miller. And after a shooting outside of a Temple Walmart, 2 arrests have been made. Channel 6 News Weekend Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Edition. I'm Imani Payne. We begin with an update to a sad story we've been following out of Temple. 2 teen girls are behind bars tonight accused of shooting and killing another teen earlier this week. The shooting happened at the Walmart on Adams Wednesday night. 18-year-old Isaac Colehouse was shot in the parking lot and later died at the hospital. Police now say one 16-year-old girl turned herself into police for the crime last night, and a second 16-year-old girl was arrested an hour later. They're both facing murder charges. Meantime, the victims' loved ones plan to hold a balloon release Sunday afternoon. For details on that, visit KCENTV.com. And tonight we're learning more about what happened leading up to a local woman being shot and killed in her car while her child was in the back seat. It happened in Hillsboro back in February. According to an arrest affidavit, police say the suspect Edgar Barr scouted out the apartment where the victim, Deandria Slider, lived before shooting her. Officers say Slider was receiving threats before the murder and also claimed that she was dating Barr's girlfriend's ex-husband. Witnesses told police that Barr asked residents where Slider and her son lived and say he was pacing in front of their complex just days before the shooting. Barr is facing a murder charge and a $1 million bond. Well, it's time now for a first check of our weather. Meteorologist Bill Hecky is standing by with the details. Hey, Bill.
Hello, Imani, and it's just been a cold and wet day today. With the winds gusty, we've had the drizzle and the light rain. We didn't get a tremendous amount of precipitation out of it, but we did get it. The temperature's in now at about 41 degrees Waco, and we've got 40 now at Temple. They're going to drop very slow tonight because we've got a good cloud cover. We do maintain that gusty north wind. We'll have more details on your forecast in a short while. Imani.
All right, thanks, Bill. Now to an update on a story we first brought you last night. After a fire destroyed her home, a Killeen single mother was left with nothing. But just 24 hours later, the community has stepped in to help in a big way. The Sunday afternoon fire left Tanisha Hill and her daughter homeless. The Red Cross provided them money for a hotel, but that quickly ran out, and the pair were going to have to check out today with nowhere to go. But a group of people stepped in and paid for the hotel room for another week. On top of that, all day long, people stopped by the hotel to drop off money, food, clothes, and anything else the family might need. Tanisha says she's thankful.
Because we have a place to stay for at least another week, and we have food that we can eat, you know, so I'm very blessed and I'm appreciative of everything.
We have ways to help the family on KCENTV.com, and coming up tonight at 10 only on Channel 6, you'll hear much more from Tanisha and her daughter. You'll also hear from one of the people who helped pay for their hotel room. The same week his memorial opens in Waco, a local gym set out to honor Waco native World War II veteran Doris Miller. Today, Train Waco held a remembrance workout at its facility on Elm Avenue to honor the hero, and it's the first time they've done so in this way. Some of the exercises were even modeled after combat maneuvers Miller was documented in making. Coaches say it's something they wanted to do while keeping with a CrossFit tradition.
In CrossFit, we typically do hero workouts, which are in tribute to first responders or servicemen and women. And Doris Miller, historically, had a very, very big impact on Pearl Harbor, as known in our community.
They're hoping to make the workout an annual tradition. Curtis Quillen has the full report coming up tonight at 10. Making headlines around the state, a Williamson County family is furious after they say their child found an ecstasy pill in their Sonic Kids meal. And as Patrick Perez explains, now the manager and 2 other workers are in a lot of trouble.
It seems like they didn't do a good job of vetting their employees very well.
In his 5.5 years with the Taylor Police Department, Chief Henry Fluke says he's never worked a case like this.
This is an unusual incident.
Unusual, to say the least. It was Thursday afternoon at the Sonic Drive-In restaurant on North Main Street when Fluke says a family ordered a kids meal. When their 11-year-old daughter opened the burger wrapper for her 4-year-old brother, she found more than just buns and a patty inside.
She noticed a pill, and so she brought it to the parents' attention. She thought it was candy, but they recognized it as something that must be harmful.
They brought the burger and the pill to the Taylor Police Department so officers could take a look.
It turned out to be what's called MDMA, or ecstasy.
That's right, ecstasy in the hands of a 4-year-old.
Of course, they were very upset and outraged about the situation.
Officers then drove to the Sonic and spoke with employees. They made 3 arrests: 22-year-old Jose Molina, 30-year-old Tanisha Dancer, and 35-year-old Jonathan Robertson. Molina was in possession of marijuana. Dancer, the manager, and Robertson had outstanding warrants. But Fluke says things only got worse for Dancer from there. At the jail, they found 3 ecstasy pills on her. She's now facing endangering a child and delivery of a controlled substance charges.
A Sonic spokesperson says Dancer, the manager, has since been fired. No word yet on if the restaurant knew about those outstanding warrants. Family and friends gathered tonight to remember a 13-year-old North Carolina girl who investigators say was kidnapped and murdered. A funeral service was held at Lumberton High School for Hania Aguilar. Hania's body was found last month just a few miles from her home, nearly 3 weeks after police say she was kidnapped from her front yard. Loved ones remember her as a sweet young lady.
I know she was very loved. I know she was a very sweet person, and her mom was talking very high about how nice she was and how good of a daughter she was. She was a sweet person.
34-year-old Michael Ray McLean has been arrested in the case. He's facing first-degree murder and kidnapping charges. Well, still ahead on Channel 6 News Weekend Edition, we have what you need to know about some ongoing Temple Road closures. Plus, Christmas at the Silos was in full swing in Waco today. We have a look at the fun next. Stick with us.